Everything you do stems from the mind and the way you think. If your mind's not in the right place, if your mind is totally corrupt by things that you watch or consume, then you'll start to fall back into the sins. I'm going to give you guys verses that I know that has helped me and that will help you too to better understand this. Romans chapter 8, verses 5 through 8. It says, "Those who live according to the flesh have their mind set on what the flesh desires, but those who live according with the Spirit has their mind set on what the Spirit desires. The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace. The mind governed by the flesh is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so. Those who are in the realm of the flesh cannot please God." The reason why you struggle to give up the sin, the reason why you constantly go back and forth, you're double-minded, you have one foot in the world and one foot out, is because your mind is not in the right spot. You're consuming things that you know you shouldn't be consuming, things that separates you from God. God wants you to be sanctified and purified, but it's hard for him to work because of the things that you're consuming. And when we are in the flesh, it's hard for us to glorify God and how we live. We're not bearing fruit. We're not walking in the light, but we're walking in the dark. God is calling us to come out of the darkness into his light. Once you ask God to transform your mind, he'll give you a new perspective on life. You'll have a better perspective of how you view certain things. You can finally start living free from that sin or those sins that you have. And those sins, they can vary. They can be alcohol, they can be consuming drugs, consuming content, adult film content. It can be smoking. It can even be video games. Anything that you know that takes God's place on your heart. If you value something more than God on your heart, that can be considered idolatry. It can even be social media or even your phone. Things that's not really benefiting you, but it's just causing you to become more and more carnal. You'll start to have the wrong perspective in life because the devil has put in a lot of our minds today this hustle culture. I believe that the devil has twisted the mind of this generation to chase after money, to chase after girls. He has made us think to just grind and hustle for like money or just strive for success in this world, but without having Jesus. I encourage you guys to put Jesus in every decision that you make. And once you ask God to transform your mind, your view towards those sins or those habits, addictions that you have, it will be completely different. You'll start to hate those things because the more you draw closer to God, the more you think on his goodness, have a spiritual, eternal perspective, you'll start to hate those things that you once liked. And that's a sign of God sanctifying you and changing you to who he wants you to be. Another verse I have for you guys is also found in Romans. It's in Romans chapter 12, verses 2. It says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Once you transform your mind, your perspective will change. I encourage you to listen to things that will draw you closer to God. And if you found this video helpful, just comment this emoji and follow my IG. Follow my IG as well. Reach out to me if you want to. I'm here to pray for you. We're all in this together. I'm just now starting out on here. So, and if you haven't already, click this video. This is my introduction, my overall intent, purpose for this channel. I thank you guys for watching. Peace.